Hello and welcome to the Persuasion and Presence for Program and Project Managers. In Module 4, we're going to talk about stage presence or ethos and how it plays an important role in making you persuasive and helps support your logical arguments and the emotional impact of your message. Take a moment and think about some influential leaders in your life. I'm going to mention a few world leaders and think about the presence that they projected. We had Winston Churchill, Mahatma Gandhi, Confucius, Abraham Lincoln. There are all kinds of leaders throughout history. And they had different ways of leading, influencing, communicating, but they all had that persuasive presence. So what made them persuasive? What gave them that presence that compelled people to follow them and to put their trust in these leaders? What makes people follow leaders? And what makes people persuasive? This was a question considered by Aristotle when he was putting together his rhetorical triad. And we talked about the logic and the emotions part. And now we're going to talk about the ethos or presence. And as I've stated before, ethos is kind of an imperfect translation of the original Greek term. But for our purposes, it means credibility, presence, persuasion, ways that leaders make people want to follow them and want to trust in them. And as we stated before, you can have the best logical arguments and the best emotional impact. But if you don't have the ethos, if you don't have the stage presence, if you don't have people trusting in your message, it doesn't matter how well-formed your logical arguments are. It doesn't matter how you touch people's hearts with your emotional appeals. It's your presence and the trust that people have in you and in your message. So how can you, as the program or project manager, build your ethos, your stage presence? I'm going to give you a tool here. You've probably heard of this before, bases of power. And through research, we find there's 5 forms of power. We have coercive power, in which we can make people do what we want to do because we'll punish them for non-compliance. We have legitimate power, which is your formal power that essentially I'm of this line position, I have this authority in the organization, and I have this formal right to make demands. We have referent power. These are people respect us, they look up to us, they refer to us. We have expert power, which is based on our skills and knowledge and abilities. And we have reward power, that essentially I can say, if you do what I want you to do, I will reward you for doing this for me. So as a program or project manager, of the 5 forms of power, you probably rely mostly on expert power and referent power. So if you have expert power, this is a great way to establish your credibility, your ethos, by establishing your credentials. How educated are you? What experience have you had? How well are you doing this job? You can talk about past performance. Do you have a history, a track record of being a great program or project manager? Or do you have the potential to be a shining star as a project or program manager? This is one way to get people to follow you and trust you. Another way is referent power. And I like to look at servant leadership as an idea of referent power. In other words, I'm a person worthy of respect. I'm a person that's going to take care of you. I'm a person that you want to follow because I'm a good person. I have good character. And I do this by building trust with my followers and showing empathy to my project team or my program team. So when you're thinking about how do I build my ethos as a program or project manager, you might want to think about how is my expert power and how is my referent power. Along with the 2 types of power, we also have 3 ways to establish persuasive credibility. So again, like with our expert power, we talk about our credentials. What have I done? How can I prove it? Where's my potential? We also show a passion for the topic. I've seen many studies where people talk about great college teachers or great leaders, and one of the things that sets these teachers and leaders apart is the passion for the topic. They just don't come in and lecture about it, but they have a passion, they have an interest in it, and they communicate that to their students or their followers. And then there's the idea of common ground. And think about it this way. As a program or project manager, you have a vision for the project, and you want others to enroll in that vision. So you want to give people a why. We start with why. Why are we doing this project? What are we trying to accomplish here? How are we going to accomplish this? Does that sound kind of familiar? Like the knowledge triad? Know what, know how, and know why? Absolutely. That's right there for you. And the idea here is that I'm the leader, but we're all in this together to fulfill a mission, to fulfill the why. And that's the idea of bringing in the common ground. So it's not as much about me, but about what you can help accomplish and what we all can help accomplish together.
Hey there, did you enjoy that lesson as much as I did? If you did, go ahead and give us a like. If you want to see another one, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, put them below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Moreover, is there somebody in your life who really needs this lesson right now? If so, go ahead and share it with them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Now, we look forward to seeing you in the next lesson where you can learn even more from the University of Maryland Project Management Center for Excellence. Thanks so much.